Boom, hey internets. Had a good question about dropping something off season. So this person texted me. You can text me too at this number. It'll get my cell phone every single time and we can communicate directly via text. But this touches a couple different things which I've definitely spoke about on the channel previously. And we're talking about what should I drop first? How many items should I drop? It's all kind of related around your first couple drops of your brand. So as I say on this channel a million times over, we're looking for proof of concept. So the very beginning of your brand is trying to establish some brand awareness. You're also just trying to sell out of your first product. So let me first preface by saying it doesn't matter what you start with, because if your budget is really meager, start with one t-shirt, start with one hat, start with one thing that you know or you feel you can confidently sell and sell out of, so then you can take that money, put it back into production, and then continue with some more product. As that continues, you can do what we call a carryover or remake the same thing if it was highly requested and did really well. And then you can start adding new designs and then eventually branch out into cut and sew and you start getting more comfortable. So that's the process. So this person was asking about doing production now. So at the time that I'm showing this, it's the summer. So the shorts in the small drop or grouping or capsule would come out kind of late summer. What I said to this person is I have two trains of thoughts on this. A lot of designers, if you're working at a brand, right, would not do that because we're ingrained, right? We're trained to know a general color palette for fall, a general color palette for summer, right? Like as I'm talking to you, those traditionally used colors just jump out at me, right? And so certain items too, like obviously tank tops, not just printables, but custom tank tops within your knit category is gonna come out in summer. Shorts obviously are gonna come out in summer. But in fall, which is for a younger demographic, is back to school, you would definitely have shorts in there still, right? So when you think about it 4 times a year, there's 4 seasons, right? Back to school, when you're dealing with a younger demographic, and even in something that lands before your 20s, you're still dealing with a college demographic, right? Like young men's, young women's. So that's still back to school because they're still trying to buy new drip for the new school year, right? In August. For everybody in America, I'm talking about American school system here. And so within the season, you can have 6 different deliveries, right? Like spring and fall are gonna be really, really big. They can have like 5 or 4 different drops in there. And so that's how we do it on the business or selling wholesale or brand selling to retail. That's how we look at it. So some people wouldn't do it, especially starting off with your brand, you're only doing a couple SKUs. So let's say you're doing like 3 cut and sew items and then complementing that with some printables and embroidery, right? That's a good size if you're starting off as well. I talk to a lot of you guys that are just basically trying to fund 3 different t-shirt designs with different colorways. That right there can be 6 different designs. If you're thinking of doing the traditional screen printing route, that can be a lot of money if you're bootstrapping it. So the other answer that I want to give, which is my real answer for this entire thing, is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as much. Now, you don't want to drop shorts in winter per se, but if you still have it on your site and you're just starting and you only have like, let's just say 12 items including printables and embroidery, it's not that bad, you know. And I'm in Southern California, so actually fashion really taught me more about seasons when I started speaking to distributors in other countries. I still remember our Russian distributor when I was at a Risu telling me, you guys need to bulk up your jackets because your thickest jacket is like a windbreaker to us. Like it's like nothing. It's basically like a light sweatshirt. So while seasons are important once you're a much bigger company, it's not that important when you're smaller. And so I would think of design with kind of more of an open palette where it could be a bit of an evergreen item. But if you're going after a very specific look and that's your instinct, you should do that as well. Just keep testing, right? And keep putting that product up so you could just turn it over. Remember, people get introduced to your brands at so many different points. So while you're almost sick of your brand, you're seeing your logo a million times every single day, 24/7, you know, like 6 years from the point when you launch your brand, someone is gonna see it for the first time. And so, yeah, there are people who would buy shorts in winter, like if you're in Southern California, maybe, but it's okay to offer something in the very beginning that might be off season. Just make sure you put out product that you feel you could sell. That's one of the biggest tenets. But yeah, you can carry that over into fall for sure. If you needed help with any of that, I have a great solution on CBA in my my design style master schedule. There's a lot to this document, and it kind of tracks the birth of an item all the way through to production. But if you're looking at that, I would just take a look at the production bundle where there's 5 documents, including that master schedule. So while it keeps track of how you make your designs, it also keeps track of production and that timeline, which you could then use to clearly plan out your seasons or capsules or drops in advance. Hope that helps. If you had any other questions, again, text me. You can also drop them down below. I see all of those and comment on 99% of them. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.